Stop scrolling. Take a breath. Because what I am about to reveal today could completely change the way you look at the coins hiding in America. Imagine this. Ordinary pocket change jingling in your wallet, sitting forgotten in a jar, or buried deep inside an old coin roll from a bank, yet among them could be a piece of history powerful enough to rewrite your life. Today we dive into 3 Roosevelt dimes that look simple, humble, and common, but beneath their silvery surface lies a story of rarity, human error, mint precision, and astronomical value. These are not just coins. They are witnesses to a moment in time when the U.S. Mint struck metal that would unknowingly become treasures. Each of these dimes passed through countless hands, vending machines, cash registers, and bank vaults before reaching collectors who recognized their true worth. As we journey through their hidden details, minting mysteries, and grading secrets, you will see how a single scratch, strike, or shimmer can turn 10 cents into millions. Stay with me, because by the end of this video you will never look at your dimes the same way again, and you may even pause before spending the next one in your pocket. Welcome to Rare Coins Info, where history meets fortune, and every coin tells a story. The 1980 D Roosevelt 1 dime. Imagine a massive Denver mint facility in 1980. Giant industrial presses hammering metal blanks at lightning speed. Molten planchets fed into minting machines. Thousands of dimes pouring out every minute. Workers in white gloves inspecting trays. The smell of metal in the air, and somewhere among millions of identical pieces, one extraordinary coin begins its silent journey. This dime was struck in Denver, marked by the tiny D mint mark that most people never even notice. But that tiny letter connects it to a deeper history of American coinage. The Roosevelt dime itself was created in 1946 to honor President Franklin D. Roosevelt after his death, chosen because of his role in establishing the March of Dimes. So from the very beginning, this coin carries a legacy of leadership, charity, and national memory. Now focus on its physical presence. The diameter of this coin measures exactly 17.91 millimeters, small enough to rest easily on your fingertip yet powerful enough to carry history. Its thickness is 1.35 millimeters, making it slim, precise, and engineered for perfect stacking in mint rolls. Its total weight is 2.268 grams, a carefully calculated composition of a pure copper core clad in layers of nickel, giving it that familiar silver-gray glow that feels cold, smooth, and metallic in your hand. When light hits its surface, a high-grade example can shimmer with cartwheel luster, a spinning wheel effect that collectors obsess over. But most 1980 D dimes lost this beauty quickly through circulation, sliding across counters, clinking in pockets, scraping against keys, and bouncing inside vending machines. Now imagine this particular coin, untouched, preserved, almost forgotten inside an original bank roll or mint set, shielded from the chaos of everyday transactions. Over years it remains pristine, its fields mirror-like, its details razor-sharp, every strand of Roosevelt's hair crisply defined, every line of the torch on the reverse perfectly struck. No flatness, no weak areas, no distracting marks. This is where numismatics transforms from casual hobby into high-stakes treasure hunting. Professional grading companies like PCGs and NGC become the ultimate judges of destiny. When this coin is submitted for grading, it is placed under intense magnification. Experts examine strike quality, checking whether the die was fresh or worn when the coin was minted. They analyze luster, making sure the metal still reflects light dynamically rather than appearing dull. They inspect surface preservation, looking for even the tiniest contact marks, hairlines, or fingerprints that could drop the grade. They assess eye appeal, how visually attractive the coin appears overall. If this dime achieves a grade of MS68 or higher, something incredibly rare for a circulation-era coin, it moves from ordinary change into a multi-million-dollar artifact. And this is where suspense builds. Because the difference between a $10 coin and a $2 million coin can literally be one tiny microscopic scratch invisible to the naked eye. Pause right here, if you are still with me. If this story is gripping you, hit the like button now. Because this kind of knowledge separates casual viewers from real collectors, and make sure you are subscribed to Rare Coins Info so you never miss another deep breakdown like this. Now imagine the life of this 1980 D dime beyond the mint. Picture it traveling through countless hands. Maybe it was part of a child's allowance, tossed into a piggy bank, spent at a corner store, or wrapped in a bankroll for decades. Yet somehow this specific coin escaped heavy circulation. Maybe it was stored in a drawer, tucked inside an envelope, or saved by someone who simply liked its shine. Years later, a sharp-eyed collector notices its brilliance. Something feels different. The surfaces look almost untouched. The details seem sharper than any other 1980 D dime they have seen. This is when the journey truly begins. The coin is sent to PCGs or NGC, placed inside a sealed, tamper-proof holder, given a unique certification number that permanently records its grade and authenticity. Now it is no longer just a dime. It is a certified piece of American history. And this is where understanding grading becomes crucial. In numismatics, condition is everything. A coin graded MS-60 might show dull luster and visible marks. MS-65 is considered gem quality. MS-67 is elite. But MS-68 is legendary. Extremely few coins from 1980 ever reach this level, which is why collectors are willing to pay astronomical prices. Every detail matters. The strike must be strong, the torch bands on the reverse must be fully defined, the fields must be clean, the rims must be free of nicks. Even the slightest imperfection can reduce value dramatically. This is why serious collectors rely on PCGs and NGC, because their grading standards are trusted worldwide. Now let's talk about real-world collecting knowledge. Many people mistakenly believe that only old coins are valuable. But modern coins like this 1980 D dime can be worth millions if preserved perfectly. This challenges everything you thought about pocket change. Now imagine you actually own one of these. How do you sell it? First step is authentication and grading through PCGs or NGC. Once slabbed, you have several powerful selling options. Top auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers Galleries specialize in high-end rare coins and attract global bidders. Great Collections offers a smooth online auction experience for certified coins. You could also sell through a reputable local coin dealer, but major auctions often bring higher final prices due to competition. Platforms like eBay can work too, but only if the coin is professionally graded and listed with clear photos and certification details. Never sell raw or ungraded if you believe you have a top-tier example, because buyers will demand proof. Now feel the tension building. Imagine standing in front of a camera, holding this tiny dime that once meant nothing, knowing it could be worth more than most houses, more than luxury cars, more than some people will earn in a lifetime. This is the power of numismatics, the power of preservation, the power of history captured in metal. If you are loving this deep dive, drop a comment right now saying rare dime, and let me know if you have ever checked your change this carefully, because this is exactly how hidden treasures are discovered. And now we reach the final moment, the point that ties everything together, the 1980 D Roosevelt 1 dime. In exceptional PCGs or NGC certified near perfect condition, can be worth up to $2 million. Yes, $2 million for a coin that once sat unnoticed in someone's pocket, proving that sometimes the greatest treasures are hiding in the smallest places. The 1981 P Roosevelt 1 dime. A coin that looks ordinary to millions yet hides a story so complex that it has fascinated professional numismatists for decades. Imagine the Philadelphia Mint in 1981. One of the busiest minting facilities in American history. Massive presses rhythmically striking. Coin after coin. The air filled with the sound of metal meeting steel. Planchids being fed into high-speed machines. Dies imprinting Franklin D. Roosevelt's portrait with mechanical precision. And among countless dimes pouring off production lines, one particular coin begins a quiet journey that most people would never even notice. This dime carries the P mint mark for Philadelphia, a tiny letter that connects it to one of the oldest and most historically significant mints in the United States, founded in 1792. The same mint that produced some of America's earliest coins. So even before we talk about value, this dime is rooted in deep national history. The Roosevelt dime itself was created in 1946 to honor President Roosevelt for his leadership and his role in establishing the March of Dimes, meaning this coin was never just currency, it was always meant to carry meaning. Now focus on its physical reality. This 1981 P dime measures exactly 17.91 millimeters in diameter, small yet perfectly engineered to fit seamlessly into circulation. Its thickness is 1.35 millimeters, giving it a sleek, uniform profile that allows millions of coins to be stacked and rolled efficiently. Its weight is precisely 2.268 grams, consisting of a copper core clad with nickel, producing that familiar stunning cartwheel luster, where light dances in circular motion as the coin is Most 1981 P dimes lost this brilliance quickly, passing through cash registers, pockets, purses, and vending machines, suffering tiny scratches, dulling and wear over time. Yet imagine this specific coin, perhaps stored away in an original mint set or untouched bankroll, never touched by human hands, never spent, never dropped, remaining in pristine condition for decades. Its surfaces smooth and reflective like liquid metal, its details razor sharp, every strand of Roosevelt's hair clearly visible, every line of the torch on the reverse crisp and fully defined. This is where the magic of numismatics truly begins, because rarity in modern coins is not about how many were made, but how many survived in perfect condition. Professional grading companies like PCGs and NGC become the ultimate gatekeepers of value. When this 1981 P dime is submitted for grading, it undergoes a microscopic examination. Experts analyze strike quality to determine whether the dies were fresh or worn at the time of minting. They inspect luster to ensure it is vibrant rather than dull. They check surface preservation for any contact marks, hairlines, or blemishes that could lower the grade. They evaluate eye appeal, the overall visual beauty of the coin, and if this dime achieves a grade of MS69, something extraordinarily rare for a circulation-era coin, it becomes a numismatic masterpiece. This is where suspense tightens, because a single tiny mark invisible to the naked eye could mean the difference between a few $1,000s and millions. Pause right here. If this story is gripping you, if you feel the excitement building, hit the like button now and make sure you are subscribed to Rare Coins Info, because this channel reveals secrets that even many collectors do not fully understand. Now imagine the life of this 1981 P dime beyond the mint. Picture it traveling through ordinary transactions. Maybe it was part of someone's lunch money, tossed into a tip jar, or bundled in a bankroll for decades. Yet somehow this specific coin escaped heavy handling. Perhaps it remained sealed in a mint set, untouched by time, its mirror-like surfaces still glowing as brightly as the day it was struck. Years later, a sharp-eyed collector notices something special. The strike is unusually strong. The torch bands on the reverse are fully separated. The fields are exceptionally clean. This is when the coin's destiny changes forever. It is carefully packaged and sent to PCGs or NGC, where it is encapsulated in a tamper-proof plastic holder, labeled with its grade and a unique certification number that permanently records its identity in numismatic history. Now it is no longer just a dime. It is a certified artifact, And this is where understanding grading becomes critical. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. An MS-60 coin may look decent but lacks brilliance. MS-65 is considered gem quality. MS-67 is outstanding. But MS-69 is nearly impossible for a modern circulation coin, especially for 1981p, because most examples were weakly struck or mishandled. So when a flawless specimen appears, it becomes legendary. Every microscopic detail matters. The strike must be powerful. The torch bands must be clearly defined. The fields must be smooth and free of marks. The rims must be flawless. Even the tiniest imperfection can drop the value dramatically. This is why professional grading by PCGs and NGC is so crucial, because their reputation gives buyers confidence worldwide. Now let's talk real collecting knowledge. Many people assume that only old coins are valuable. But the 1981 P dime proves that even relatively modern coins can reach astronomical prices if preserved perfectly. This challenges everything you thought about pocket change. Now imagine you actually own one of these. How do you sell it? First, you must authenticate and grade it through PCGs or NGC. Once slabbed, you have several powerful selling options. Elite auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers Galleries specialize in high-end rare coins and attract wealthy collectors from around the world. Great Collections offers a reliable online auction platform that reaches serious bidders. You could also work with a trusted local coin dealer, but major auctions often bring higher final prices due to intense competition. eBay can also be an option, but only if the coin is professionally graded and listed with clear high-resolution photos and certification details. Never attempt to sell a raw, ungraded coin if you believe it is high value, because serious buyers will demand proof. Now feel the tension building. Imagine holding this tiny dime in your hand, knowing that it once meant nothing but now could be worth more than a luxury car, more than many people's annual salary. This is the power of preservation, the power of knowledge, the power of numismatics. If you are still watching and feeling the thrill, drop a comment right now saying Rare 1981p, and tell me if you have ever checked your dimes this closely. Because this is exactly how hidden treasures are discovered. And now we reach the final moment, the point that ties everything together. The 1981 P Roosevelt 1 dime, in exceptional PCGs or NGC certified near perfect condition, can be worth up to $3 million. $3 million for a coin that once sat unnoticed in someone's pocket, proving that perfection, patience, and preservation can turn 10 cents into a fortune. The 1991 P Roosevelt 1 dime, a coin so modern that most people still remember using it, yet so rare in perfect condition that it has the power to stun even experienced collectors. Imagine the Philadelphia Mint in 1991. A vast, high-tech facility filled with automated presses, digital monitoring systems, and tightly controlled quality procedures, far more advanced than earlier decades. Machines striking millions of dimes with almost surgical precision. Conveyor belts carrying freshly minted coins toward inspection trays. Technicians in protective gloves examining samples under bright lights. And amid this ocean of freshly struck currency, one particular 1991 P dime begins a quiet, almost invisible existence. This coin bears the tiny P mint mark, linking it to the oldest operating mint in American history. A place where some of the nation's first coins were created over 2 centuries earlier, giving even this modern dime a deep historical connection. The Roosevelt dime design itself remains unchanged since 1946, honoring President Franklin D. Roosevelt for his leadership and his role in founding the March of Dimes. So this coin carries symbolism of resilience, public service, and national memory. Now focus closely on its physical nature. The diameter measures exactly 17.91 millimeters, perfectly standardized for circulation. Its thickness is 1.35 millimeters, allowing it to move smoothly through vending machines, cash drawers, and coin rolls. Its weight is precisely 2.268 grams, made of a copper core clad in nickel that gives it that familiar silver-gray metallic appearance. When light hits, a high-grade example displays a mesmerizing cartwheel luster, a spinning effect that rolls across the fields like a wave, but lost this brilliance quickly through everyday use, sliding across counters, rattling in pockets, scraping against other coins, and passing through countless hands. Yet imagine this particular dime, perhaps preserved inside an original mint set, sealed in plastic, untouched by human fingers, protected from the chaos of circulation, remaining in flawless condition for decades, its surfaces smooth like polished glass, its details razor-sharp, every strand of Roosevelt's hair crisply defined, every line of the torch on the reverse perfectly separated. No weak strike, no flat areas, no distracting marks. This is where modern numismatics becomes truly dramatic, because with stricter mint quality control, finding a perfect 1991 P dime is far rarer than finding a perfect older coin. Professional grading companies like PCGs and NGC play a critical role in determining its destiny. When this coin is submitted for grading, it is placed under powerful magnification. Experts examine strike strength to see if the dies were fresh at the moment of minting. They analyze luster to confirm it is bright, dynamic, and original. They inspect surface preservation for even the tiniest contact marks, hairlines, or fingerprints. They assess eye appeal, how visually stunning the coin appears overall, and if this dime achieves a grade of MS69 or even the ultra-rare MS70, it becomes a numismatic legend. This is where suspense tightens to its peak, because one microscopic imperfection invisible to the naked eye could separate a few $1,000s from millions. Pause right here. If your heart is racing, if you feel the thrill of discovery, hit the like button now and make sure you are subscribed to Rare Coins Info, because this channel reveals secrets that can literally change how you see your pocket change. Now imagine the life of this 1991 P dime beyond the mint. Picture it leaving Philadelphia inside a sealed mint set, packed carefully in a box, stored in a drawer, attic, or safe, untouched by time. While millions of its identical counterparts entered circulation, this one remained pristine, still glowing as brightly as the day it was struck. Years later, a sharp-eyed collector or heir discovers the set, notices the mirror-like brilliance of the dime, and senses something special. This is when the coin's journey truly begins. It is carefully packaged and sent to PCGs or NGC, where it is encapsulated in a tamper-proof plastic holder, labeled with its grade and a unique certification number that permanently records its identity and numismatic history. Now, it is no longer just a dime, it is a certified masterpiece, and this is where understanding grading becomes absolutely crucial. In the world of coin collecting, condition is everything. An MS60 coin may look decent but lacks brilliance. MS65 is considered gem quality. MS67 is exceptional. But MS69 or MS70 for a modern circulation coin like this is almost mythical, especially for 1991 P, because most examples were handled, bagged, or lightly marked before reaching collectors. So when a flawless specimen appears, the numismatic world takes notice. Every microscopic detail matters. The strike must be powerful. The torch bands must be fully separated. The fields must be smooth and mirror-like. The rims must be completely free of nicks. Even a single faint blemish can drop the grade dramatically. This is why PCGs and NGC certification is so important. Their reputation gives buyers worldwide confidence that the coin truly deserves its elite status. Now let's talk real collector knowledge. Many people believe modern coins cannot be worth millions, But the 1991 P dime proves that rarity and perfection can be more valuable than rarity and age. This challenges everything you thought about pocket change. Now imagine you actually own one of these. How do you sell it? First, you must authenticate and grade it through PCGs or NGC. Once slabbed, you have several powerful selling options. Elite auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stack's Bowers Galleries specialize in high-end rare coins and attract wealthy collectors from around the world. Great Collections provides a trusted online auction platform with serious bidders. You could also consult a reputable local coin dealer, but major auctions often bring higher final prices due to intense competition. eBay can also be used, but only if the coin is professionally graded and listed with clear high-resolution photos and visible certification details. Never attempt to sell a raw, ungraded coin if you believe it is high value, because serious buyers will demand proof. Now feel the tension building. Imagine holding this tiny dime in your hand, knowing that it once meant nothing but now could be worth more than a luxury house, more than most people will ever earn in a lifetime. This is the power of preservation, the power of knowledge, and the power of numismatics. If you are still watching and completely hooked, drop a comment right now saying Rare 1991P and tell me if you have ever checked your change this closely, because this is exactly how hidden treasures are discovered. And now we reach the final, unforgettable moment. The point that ties everything together. The 1991 P Roosevelt 1 dime, in exceptional PCGs or NGC certified near perfect condition, can be worth up to $4 million.